Hi there and welcome back to 355 Code. Today I'll be introducing our new Karel program. For those of you who are not familiar, a Karel program is basically an interface which can help you learn JavaScript programming and really simplifies a lot of the concepts and visualizes them so that you can write easy and fun code quickly. So this is the Karel interface that we built, and on the right here you can see the interface. If you don't see it, then you'll want to click this run button up here and that should pop up. And here on the left you can see that I have the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, so we can pretty much ignore the HTML and CSS and we'll be focusing only on the JavaScript. If you want to know how to open this on your computer, there's another video which should be linked below where I explain how to either download the files to your computer or open it up in the code editor that we use, SoloLearn. So if you're not at that stage yet, check out that video. Here I'm going to assume that you have the program open in front of you, and I'm going to be explaining some of the very basic commands that we can give Karel. So what you'll see here in the JavaScript code is a lot of JavaScript code that's running in the background. And here in green, you have the instructions for how to use Karel and the commands that Karel can execute. So I'm going to be showing you some of the basic things that Karel can do. And the way we run our Karel code is, first of all, we write the code here after this line. So Karel always needs to be uppercase, and then we press dot, and then we give Karel the command. So the command that I'm going to give him is move. Okay, and again, you can find these commands over here. And this is really the most basic command that will move Karel one step forward. So after I wrote my code here in the JavaScript, I'm going to press this blue run button up here, and that will basically tell this code editor to run the entire JavaScript file over here on the right. So if you downloaded the HTML and CSS and JavaScript to your own computer, then this would be the equivalent of, let's say, refreshing the page in your browser, and the same is true for if you're using our GitHub page. So after you refresh the browser, after you press run, in order to make Karel actually move, you use this run button over here. Okay, and then every time I press that run button, you'll see Karel moves from the beginning. Okay, and we can also change the box size, and we can even change the grid size, and then run the code again. But you'll notice that if we refresh the browser, if I click run, then we're back at the default. So all of the box size changing, grid size changing, and the running of the code should happen after you write your code here on the left and click run here on the upper right side, or refresh your browser if you downloaded the files to your own computer. So this is the example of Karel moving once. If I copy the code again and I run it, refresh, and then I run the code, you'll see Karel moves twice. Okay, so each line of code is executed one after the other, and Karel will always move in the direction he's facing. So now Karel is facing east. The four directions are north, east, south, and west. And you can see what direction Karel is facing by writing Karel.direction. Okay, and then run our code and run. And here in the console, you'll see it says east, okay, because Karel's facing east. And then if we use another command, let's say Karel.turn right or turn left, then we can see that Karel will turn left. Okay? And then if we use this Karel.direction command again, run the code and run. So you'll see that first he was facing east, then he turned left, and then he's facing north. Okay, so that's kind of how you can make Karel move, make Karel turn left, right, and get Karel's direction. Okay, let's take a look at some of the other commands that we can give Karel. So one of them is put ball, and this put ball takes a parameter. So a parameter, if you're not familiar with it, is basically something that we add into the function that can change the outcome of the function. And this needs to be a color. So most of the colors that you can think of can be written here. So let's say I write blue. So now I'm going to refresh the page and run the code, and you'll see that Karel puts down a blue ball. And if I were to write here green instead, then you'll see that Karel puts down a green ball. Okay, and I can say, let's say Karel put ball green, and then Karel dot move, and then Karel dot put ball blue, and you'll see that Karel will put down a green ball, move one, and put down a blue ball. Okay, so that's a bit about how to use the basic Karel commands. You can read the rest here, and we'll have some more videos explaining some of the more complicated commands later on. The last thing that I want to show you in this video is really just how to change the speed. Okay, so in order to change the speed, what we need to do is change this speed to one of these 5 words. Okay, and you have to uncomment this line. Okay, so to uncomment the line, you have to remove these 2 dashes over here, and you'll see the color will change. And now you see the speed is very fast. Okay, so if I run the code again, then you'll see that happened really, really fast. Okay, and if I was to change it to very slow, okay, and you'll notice that it's between single quotation marks. These can be single quotation marks, they can be double quotation marks, and then I run the code again, then you'll see that Karel is moving very, very slowly. Okay, so if you need to see the code running slower, then you can turn it to very slow, and the default is regular. So if this is green like this, which basically means it's code that's not going to be executing, and then we run the code again, then Karel just moves at the normal speed, okay, which is regular here. So that's a basic introduction to how to use our new Karel program. We hope you like it. We'll be having more videos about this in the near future, so make sure to like and subscribe so that you see when those videos come out. We'll also have some tutorials which will explain, how to build specific shapes and stuff with our Karel interface. So thank you for watching, and we hope to see you next time.